Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. We're back with these new WBC rankings for the month of September. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go through each division like clockwork. I know how we get down. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom, Twitter, Instagram. Tap into the website, ldubsboxing.com. So we're going to get straight into it. So the WBC rankings normally come out around like the second or third week of the month, right? And pretty consistent. So here are the heavyweight rankings right here, and we know Usyk is the unified champion. We know him and Fury gonna run that back December 21st. So hopefully everything is good and everybody comes out clean. No injuries and stuff like that. So the first fight was good. Actually, the first fight was so good and had such high stakes. Don't be surprised if that fight win Fight of the Year. It was a good fight. It was better than I expected. It had some ebbs and flows into it. The ninth round with Usyk dropping Fury, and then the way he closed. So don't be surprised, because sometimes a big time fight, they got high magnitude on the line, got a lot of stuff on the line, high stakes, they'll normally get the nod over really fights that's probably better than that. I can think about 2 or 3 that was better, but I'm just throwing that out there. So we have, I've been talking about Cabiel, Bacoli, Zane, Parker. Any of that 4 can mix and match. I would take it. You know what I'm saying? I know Parker beat Zane. Zane and Bacoli will be crazy. Throw Cabiel up in there. All 4 guys been on some nice little streaks. So, they can do a little round robin and come out. Whoever come out, they get a world title shot. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So we got F.A. Ajaba. Now, he penciled in to fight on Keyshawn's undercard November the 8th. I haven't seen an opponent for him. But F.A. it feels like the forgotten man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's really going on with him, but he feel like he should be in that mix and get some big fights in this division. Joe Loft finishes amateur campaign. He's number 6. He's gonna be competing, full time as a heavyweight contender. He's number 6, so he's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Big 6'7" southpaw that can punch. Sanchez, I know he had knee surgery. Fabio Wally be back. He's in a rematch with Frazier Clark. That's a good fight. That's my fight of the year right there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own pick. But that's going to be October the 12th on the Peterviev and Bivol card. So, yeah. Perkovic, Ortiz, Alawala, Deontay, Andy Ruiz. I know Andy might be out for a while with a broken hand. Jared Anderson. Don't be surprised if Jared Anderson gets like a little comeback fight on Top Rank towards the end of the year. Don't be surprised. And then Guido Vanelli is a new entry. Actually, Jared Anderson versus Guido, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the knockout loss, and Guido been looking good his last couple of fights. He just stopped Makhmudov. So yeah, guess the heavyweight division is open up. Bridgerweight. So the only thing to talk about is Lawrence Okolie and his mandatory Kevin Loranian. Those guys supposed to make the deal like 2 months ago for the Bridgerweight title. It fell through. Now they reordered the fight, and now they have a new purse bid date, October the 1st. Alright, so we'll see. This feels like a Saudi card, a Saudi fight for a Saudi undercard. I don't know why it's like so hard for this fight to get made, but we'll see. If it happens, I like Lawrence Okolie in the fight against Kevin Loranian. Alright, cruiserweight. So we got some news about the cruiserweight division for sure. Angie Wise in the building. Salute to you. I appreciate the super chat too the other day. Salute to you. What's good? So cruiserweight. So we got some news about the championship fight we're supposed to have next week, September 28th. It's a Don King event. So Noel McCallan, he's supposed to face his mandatory Ryan Rositzky. I heard 2 different things. I don't know which one is true. I didn't really do too much investigating. But I heard Don King been hospitalized and they canceled the show. That's one. And the other one I heard they was bickering over money, the 2 sides. So I don't know. This fight got postponed before. Supposed to happen on the AB undercard versus Blair Cobbs. I don't know. I ain't really do too much digging. I ain't heard too much. So as of right now, that fight is off September 28th. Supposed to be in Miami, Florida. So we'll see. So this division is getting a little shot in the arm because we got a unification coming up. Zerto Ramirez, WBA champion, versus Chris Bell Smith, WBO champion. So they're going to unify November the 16th. Jay Abataya, the IBF champion, he's coming back to make a defense against Jack Massey on October the 12th. So yeah, so we get to see the 3 cruiserweight champions in action. I just hope Michaela can get back to what he needs to do. Now, this is an interesting thing, y'all, and it's a possibility. I just seen this, right? Badu Jack is a champion in recess. So whenever he's decide to come back, he may get his belt back, or he can fight the winner between Michaela and Rosiski. And if Michaela gonna be out of the ring for too long, I can see them giving Badu his belt back, and he can be able to get some big fights. So we'll see. Light heavyweight. So we got the big one coming. The undisputed light heavyweight fight. Arthur Viterbo versus Dimitri Bivol. This is a fight boxing fans been waiting for a long time, and we almost there. We under a month, a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? So that fight was postponed June the 1st, so they rescheduled it in October. So I'm looking forward to it. David Benavidez is the interim champion. He's supposed to talk about him coming back in December. And the name that came up was Jesse Hart. So it could be anybody else. That was just an early name. Reason why Jesse Hart came into the new rankings last month at number 7. As you can see, this month they dropped him down to number 14. So I don't know if that means he out the running again the fight. I don't know what that means, but I like to see Dave Benavidez back though. I know he has some injuries against Alexander Volchik, but I think that this time around, injury free, he should be okay. So it's talks about him against him on Tank Davis on the card, which they fought on the same card in June, and hopefully we'll see what's up. But if we don't get Jesse Hart, and some other contenders I would like to see. Albert Ramirez is a good contender. Callum Smith, if he's active and available, I like that. I would say Anthony Yard, but he got some promotional issues. If that was cleared, I would say him for sure. Connor Wallace just won an IBF Eliminator, so he's trying to see what's going to happen with if the title. All undisputed champions, they run into this situation with the IBF, but they be the first one to come try to get their belt. So that happened with Canelo, Usyk, Crawford. It's going to happen with the light heavyweight. So they have a mandatory, Michael Eifert. So he's been mandatory for a minute. He just had a little comeback fight. Connor Wallace won the number 2 spot. If the IBF do strip the winner, those two guys, Connor Wallace and Michael Eifert, going to fight for the vacant IBF. So yeah, so that's what it is. Not too crazy though. Light heavyweight, I mean, they can pick it up a little bit. I know they got David Morrell there, Benavidez. They got some solid names, so we'll see. And get that division popping. 168. So Canelo defended his unified titles, WBC, WBO, and WBA against Edgar Berlanga. It was a good fight, entertaining, back and forth. I don't think Berlanga won probably like 2 rounds, but his stock went up. Those guys did a good pay-per-view number. I know guys like to talk about numbers and gates and all that shit. So I guess you got something to talk about. Did pretty well. A little shy under 650. You know what I'm saying? 17 million gate. So you like numbers, there you go. So yeah, so Canelo still proves that he's a star at the box office. We got to see what he's gonna do next. He's a cash cow. He want to fight on his Mexican dates, May and September. So we'll see. We'll see who he picked next time. I mean, he got some guys that he can pick at the super middleweight division. I'd rather say if we're gonna fight like guys like I didn't really mind Berlanga too much because I understood the landscape. Of course, I want him to face Benavidez, but that ship done sailed. I don't think we gotta talk about that fight no more. But Christian and Billy makes sense. Pacheco is about to be the WBO. He's the WBO mandatory, so he gonna have an opportunity. Man, and what if Canelo gave Iglesias an opportunity? That'd be a tough fight. A lot of people they would probably shit on him because they don't know Iglesias, but that'd be a tough matchup for Canelo. So, we're gonna see. But yeah, we got solid names. And Billy McGill, who is fighting tomorrow against Bayanza. That's for the WBC silver title. That's a good fight. Undefeated Bayanza facing McGill coming off the Canelo loss. Pacheco had a good victory over Selecki. Berlanga, he's still in the mix. He fits in with these guys. He ain't on Canelo's level, but he fits in with these guys, though, and he coming off of this shit, he gonna be a star. You know what I'm saying? Off the back of the Canelo win. It's because I feel like McGill, he fought a similar type of fight, gave a similar type of effort, but his name ain't ringing like that. I think Berlanga, when his next fight come up, and they're talking about doing it in Puerto Rico, I think they can do some good stuff. For sure. We got Kevin Sajo, Plantic. He got a fight coming up. Lester Martinez is supposed to fight on Pro Box, but he came down with a sickness, so he'll probably run it back with Joshawn James. Sergey Derenchenko, he's out for a while with an injury. Beck the Bully. So Beck, I heard rumors about him and Lester Martinez, nothing official. Beck the Bully is not on that Golden Boy card, which I thought I was kind of surprised that they have it in Saudi. So maybe he hop on. So Golden Boy has a little show coming up in October. I think October 19th. I can't remember the date. And then they got one November the 2nd. It's supposed to be Floyd Schofield. So maybe Beck the Bully hop on there. You know what I'm saying? Ali Akhmadev, number 13. So he's fighting tomorrow in Ireland. UFC Fight Pass. I talked about it yesterday on the show. So he's a new entry, and he's an interesting name. They can get right in the mix too. Like he was close to a world title a couple years ago, and then he got stopped by Gongora. But he's a solid name. That's a Triple G's old fighter. And then Shaquille Finn. So Shaquille Finn had a draw with Eric Bayanza in his last fight. That was a very close fight. I thought Finn actually won that fight. So he's in the new ranking. So that's what's up. That's solid. Solid. Let me go back. So guys like Ali Akhmadev, Shaquille Finn, those Luca Plantic, Kevin Sajo, those are good names for guys like Pacheco and Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back in the swing of things, especially Berlanga. Those are good names to get him back. You feel me? To get him a good win, so he can go on and get some big fights. Alright, middleweight division. D-Lo in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Yeah, that would be a good fight, too. That'd be a good fight. I don't know how realistic it is because Oscar and Eddie ain't really rocking right now, but take away all that, that would be a good fight. That'd be a good fight, for real. Middleweight, Carlos Adames, WBC champion. So, he had a so-so performance against Terrell Gausha. Okay, it wasn't really nothing crazy. He didn't really stand out to me. He didn't really perform at his best. I don't know if he was injured or not. Most of them guys probably beat Berlanga, but I'm with him. Yeah, Berlanga, he gonna bring it though. So, maybe he'll get better off the strength of this Canelo. I don't know. Old school, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I'm at Old School in the building. Appreciate you coming through. So Carlos Adames, I'm not sure what's next for him. I know Hamza Shiraz is going to be his mandatory. If Hamza Shiraz beat Tyler Denny this weekend, he's going to be the mandatory for Carlos Adames. So we're going to see. We got Chris Eubank is fighting on the Saudi card in October. Shane Mosley Jr. trying to fight Arislani Lara. He's trying to fight Lara. He's number 1 in the WBA. Liam Smith had to pull out his fight against Josh Kelly. Ammo. Expect to see Ammo back sometime this year. I know Matchroom has a show November the 9th with Boots and Bam on the same card. And they have a card either in New York City or Orlando for Richardson Hitchens. Ammo may hop on one of those cars. Don't be surprised. Olaha, number 7. He just fought last weekend. He fought for the IBF final eliminator. So he'll be the mandatory for Janabek and Andre Mikhailovich. So those guys are going to fight October the 4th for the IBF only. So let me speak on that real quick. So Janabek, he's still the unified champion at 160, IBF and WBO. So here's the thing. You know, he didn't make weight, or he didn't make it. He collapsed trying to make weight, right? So Andre's team was, they did a chess move. They're like, look, we don't want the WBO on the line. That means it's no rehydration. You know what I'm saying? It's no rehydration with a unified title. But with the IBF 10-pound rehydration clause, let's see what Janabek brings to the table. So that's a good move, honestly, because he's against it. He's probably like a 40-something to 1 underdog. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him beating Janabek if Janabek right. So you need every little thing you can get. So that's actually smart. So it's not that Top Rank didn't want to put the belt on the line. It's not nothing like that. Andre's team was like, listen, let me get a little leg up and let's see him make this 10-pound IBF rehydration clause. And he is the IBF mandatory. So the WBO heard that and was like, all right, we're not going to sanction the fight. But if Janabek lose, the title is vacant. Janabek win, he continues on as unified champion. So that's the play. Before y'all hear any other narratives, they probably ain't gonna put no narratives on this because Janabek ain't no big name. I'm just throwing it out there so y'all know what it is. Alright, so let me see. On the back end of this rankings though, Junior J. Rod Williams come in number 15. He also got world ranking at 154 in the WBA, so I wonder what they're trying to do for him. Maybe him and Terrell Goucher, I don't know. Kyron Davis, I can't see him facing J-Rock. They got the same team. Troy Isley, he got a good fight coming up in November, and he'll be closer to a world title shot too. So those 4 on the back end can possibly get a big fight sometime soon. We'll have to see the play though. All right, 154, highest division in boxing right now. Sebastian Fundora, so he's on the clock with Terrence Crawford. Those guys got to the 30th, and nobody said nothing about that shit. It's been kind of quiet other than the announcement. So we're gonna see. The Canelo fight already came and went. We know Crawford trying to get that fight. So it's a possibility that Fundora keep both of his belts and go defend against Errol Spence. Errol Spence is number 6 in the WBO too. So you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that. But Fundora, right now, unified champion. I can also see if Crawford is out and Spence is out, I can see Fundora fighting the winner between Mutazaliev and Tim Tszyu, which is going down October 19th. So we'll see. And then in the middle of all this shit, you got the interim champion, Virgil Ortiz, who would make a fun fight with anybody. Tough fight. I heard his date would be sometime in February. So maybe, February for him. So we'll see what happens with that. For sure. But 154 is crazy. You know, Earl Spence, he got a big ass question mark. We don't know what's going on with him. Bohachuk, there's big talks about Bohachuk and Matt Renoff fighting on the Usyk and Fury undercard. I know Bohachuk is on that card. They just haven't announced his opponent. So everything gonna start getting announced after this weekend, because some of the guys, or I know at least one guy on that card, Mark Chamberlain, he's gonna fight if everything comes out clean. He's gonna fight on that December card. So it's just, they still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Still waiting to see what's up. Alright. But man, we got some good fighters though. Charles Conwell, Jesus Ramos. We can see Jesus Ramos on the Tank undercard. We can see him on there. We're gonna see. Xander Zayas got a good fight coming up next week. Real tough fight against Damian Sosa. I like that. as advised by Rule. Tellis, so Yoenis Tellis, he's going to fight Johan Gonzalez on the undercard of Tim Tszyu and Bartomat Zaliev, October the 19th. Y'all stay tuned. Lubin, we got Kelly who is fighting this weekend, got a late replacement. Brian Mendoza, Brandon Adams is a new entry, and Takashi anyway. So yeah, 154 is crazy right now. Alright, 147. So we got some news about the WBC champion this week. Mario Barrios would take on Abel Ramos on the undercard of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. You also got Mel Serrano and Cade Taylor, the rematch. Those are two fights I'm looking forward to. The ladies fight and Barrios. This is not a gimme fight for Barrios. I'm just going to say this. Because, and I feel confident saying this, Abel Ramos might be the second biggest puncher that Mario Barrios has faced in his career. Only behind Tank. He's a big puncher at 147. And we seen Barrios had some struggles. His eye was closed in his last fight against an unheralded Fabian Madonna. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, Abel Ramos always lose fights. I don't know. He be doing well. He either start off well and then he finish strong or vice versa. He don't never get the lucky draw. You know what I'm saying? So this is a fight that we need to pay attention to because this is a fight. It's pretty much more even than what we think. Now everybody want to say Ramos had 2 losses before and he shouldn't be getting an opportunity and all that. He just coming off a win not too long ago. He's a tough fighter. You know when you got Ramos in the ring, Uncle Abel, you know it's gonna be a good fight. So we'll see what Barrios brings to the table though as a new WBC champion. Sissoko, he's still number 1. Conor Ben is up in the air. Igis, I heard rumors that Sissoko versus Igis Kavalas is supposed to fight for the mandatory. Haven't seen anything. Jen Sasaki, he's right up there. Curiel, that's a Golden Boy fighter. So yeah, we got some. welterweight is in a transitional period. We got brand new champions and stuff like that. So we trying to get to know some of these contenders and stuff. Some of them been around for a while. Some of them we just new to. But yeah, I think it can be okay. They gotta fight each other. Giasov, he's the WBA mandatory. They just ordered him to face Stanionis. They got 30 days to negotiate. You got Alexis Rocha on the comeback, Santillan on the comeback, Talani Embiid, he's going to face Michael McKinson, October 19th. I just seen that fight announced not too long ago. Paddy Donovan. So, right now, so it's crazy. For years, 147 had big names. Spence, Crawford, Porter, Danny, Thurman, Kell Brook, a bunch of guys, right? And all those guys have faded away. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Boots, who was the best, I do believe. Then you got 3 other champions, Stanionis, Barrios, and Brian Norman, who was a new champion. So in November, we're going to get to see 3 of the 4 champions in a week span. Brian Norman, November the 8th. Boots Ennis, November 9th. And then Barrios, November 15th. So we'll get a good assessment on who. We know who the best. I think Boots is the best. That's consistent. I think everybody going to say that. But we get to see the other 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? And then we can get a little momentum talk. We can talk about possible unification. I feel like Boots and Norman got the framework for unification early next year because they went through that saga they went through. No matter what nobody say, that fight won't never ready to be made. No matter what they went through, offer this, offer that, turn down this, turn down that, it won't ready to be made. But now it is. They fighting a day apart from each other on the East Coast. So if they really want to promote the fight, I'm just saying, this throwing out there, if Brian Norman have a crazy performance, highlight reel knockout against his opponent Derek Cuevas, I mean, Virginia and Philly ain't that far away. I mean, you gonna fight on the zone anyway. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go up there and promote the fight. And now you can go to the negotiation table on equal ground. Nobody has a mandatory in place, and you guys can go execute that fight the right way. Keep it out the public. Just give us that face-to-face moment, hop in the ring shit, so we can talk about it and be hyped about it. But then after that, go behind the scenes and make the fight. That's my suggestion. I think it'd be dope. You'll have the boxing fans in the palm of their hand because we'll want to see some shit. We love drama. You know what I'm saying? We'll love some shit. Especially if Brian Norman set the tone and go crazy against Cuevas. He got to go crazy, though. Because if he go the distance, y'all don't care and all this and all. Nobody gonna care. But if we go in there and get this dude up out there in like 2 or 3 rounds and highlight type shit and yell for Boots, y'all, it just makes it more intriguing for the next night to see what Boots gonna do to Karen. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. That's just perfect world type shit. But I don't know. Now I sent Brian Norman's ass straight over there to Philly. Red eye, bro. Let's get it. Front row. Teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Alright, so 140. We got Alberto Playo is the WBC champion. Devin Haney is champion in recess. Playo and Sandor Martin, the mandatory. The fight is done. We're just waiting for a date. PBC won the deal. I don't know if they got a certain amount of time to put the fight on before it goes to a purse bid or something, but we waiting on a date. It makes sense to be on the Tank undercard, but we'll have to see. PBC ain't really, they take their time announcing shit. So, but that fight is done, as far as I know, and that's a pretty good fight, pretty interesting fight too. 140, we can't forget about 140 as one of the best divisions. We gotta see what Devin do when he come back. Len Paro, the IBF champion. He may come back December 14th in Monaco, or he may wait for a big fight next year. I know he got IBF mandatory and Hitchens, who is fighting on the 7th. Let me see. Rayo, he'll probably rematch Pitbull. I won't be surprised if Rayo and Pitbull be on the undercard of Tank's undercard, especially if that card is in LA. It just makes more sense. Let me see. Who else? WA, IBF, WO got Teofimo. So we'll see what's up. So yeah, 140 looking good though. Catterall and Regis coming up. Dalton Smith is probably come back on November the 30th. He had a fight with John Fernandez. He had to pull out. It was supposed to be next week, September 28th. So he may go on the undercard of Sonny Edwards and Galal Yufa. Stay tuned for that. We got Antoine Russell. Hopefully he get a fight in and don't be inactive. Hitchens, December 7th, looking like Pedraza. Haven't heard none on Josh Taylor. Ramirez and Barbosa, they fight for the WBO final eliminator November 16th. So the winner of that becomes Lopez mandatory. And Lopez, so when he beat Josh Taylor June of last year, he had 18 months to have a mandatory because he's a super champion. WBO super champions have 18 months to make a mandatory defense. So January, if you're doing your math, January 2025, that mandatory is due. And the winner of Barbosa and Ramirez is going to fulfill that. So throw that out there to y'all. Michelle Rivera, he interesting guy because if Len Paro need an opponent, I think Rivera is a perfect opponent. He's like number 14 in the IBF. But we're going to see if they can get something. Sabril Matisse might be on Hitchens' card. He might be. I know there was talks about Puerto Rico, maybe Orlando, maybe New York. So one of those 3. Alright. 135. Yes, sir. 135. So we got Shakur Stevenson, WBC champion. His fight with Cordero been postponed. He suffered a hand injury. So talks about him and his mandatory wins to Payda. They're going to go in February next year. I'd like to see Josh Taylor go to 140. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what he can do if he have it in him. Yeah, I'd like to see that too, for sure. So Zepeda is gonna he's gonna take a fight against Tevin Farmer coming up November the 16th, and that's just, of course, you pick Tevin Farmer to get ready for Shakur. That's what it is. So basically, this is the second time this is gonna happen to Tevin Farmer because he fought Raymond Tyler with the same intentions to get ready for Shakur. He fought well in that fight. I thought down the stretch he didn't do enough to win, but he's in another situation with a different fighter, different style, with Zepeda, who's gonna be all over him. So. And he ain't punching like that. I don't know that I seen. I mean, knocking out journeyman guys in Philly, that shit don't count to me. He ain't really cracking like that. And I don't know if he's cracking hard enough to keep Zepeda away. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Raymond Tyler coming back November 2nd. He got Ray Vargas. Ray Perez. This gonna be a tough fight, y'all. Ray Perez is tough. He gave Brian Norman a tough fight at 147. Rocha a tough fight. He just beat JoJo. He's not an easy guy to look good against. He's awkward. He's strong. He's rugged. So, people are down on Mortala. This opponent may give people more reason to be down on him because it's kind of hard to look good against Perez. He's in shape. He can take some shots. He was dealing with bigger punches at 47. Gave them a good run for their money. And he gonna drop to 35. I mean, I like Raymond Tyler to win the fight, but I just think it's a tough matchup. I don't know. What they getting him ready for? Just doing the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Keyshawn Davis, he has Gustavo Lemos. I like it. That's November the 8th. That's a good fight. I'm looking forward to that because that's gonna give the winner will get one step closer to a world title. If it's Keyshawn, he'll get the winner between Ranachek and Chamberlain. So yeah, bro, it's good times and it's a hometown fight. So yeah, so people accrue. So yeah, Jesus, Ray Perez, yeah. Yeah, I like Ray first, but yeah, too easy. Either one you want to pick. Now, here's something interesting that may not catch a lot of people's eye, but this is why you got me here. So, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he comes in at number 4 in the new lightweight rankings now, 135. Now, that may not mean anything. Maybe it do, maybe it don't. But he was just champion, so when you champion, obviously, you can't be ranked in any other organizations. Lost his belt, now he's ranked at 135. So I don't know what this means. I just like to point it out, just in case. You know what I'm saying? He got a rematch clause with Rayo, to my understanding. He has not executed that. Now I know from his people, they was willing to step aside if they can fight on Tank's undercard and be guaranteed to get the winner. I don't know if that came to fruition yet. But him being ranked at 135, it just made me just think a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want to come back to his more natural weight. I'm just saying, I didn't make the rankings. I just come and talk about it and then throw out scenarios and see what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? They said Frank Martin is coming back. I don't know. But they say he come back at 140. Still, I don't know. Right? De Los Santos, so I'm hearing his shoulder is going to keep him out for the rest of 24. Alright. Mark Chamberlain is facing that Josh Padley guy. He wins, he getting Baranachek for WO. Andy Cruz. Look to see Andy Cruz back December the 7th in Monaco. He's not going to be on Boots undercard, from my understanding. And he's not going to be on Hitchens undercard in either Orlando or Puerto Rico. He's going to Monaco on the 14th. That's what I got. So we're going to see. Sam Noakes is a good quality contender, but we got to see what he got. They still got Joe Cordina up in there, Artem, and George Cambosa. So, yeah, bro. So, yeah, when I see little interesting stuff like that, it just made me think. I ain't saying that's gonna happen. It's just interesting. So when something do happen, I can be able to identify it quickly. So you make sense, bro. You make the rankings make sense. Yeah, that's what I try to do, bro. That's my main goal of doing this, to break shit down so everybody can understand it. And then when we see it pop up on our screen, on our news feed, we like, oh shit, okay, I get it now. All right, yeah. So that's just me. That's what I want to do. Bring it to the table. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, 130. We got a rematch coming. Robson Conceição versus O'Shaquie Foster. The decision was bad for me. I didn't like the first fight. I didn't like the decision. I guess they wanted to make sure Conceição become a world champion before he called it a day. But yeah, this is O'Shaquie Foster's fight to win. They're going to run it back November the 2nd. All right. And then that's the card that Mortala's co-main event. So yeah, O'Shaquie Foster got to get his gut back. You know what I'm saying? Other news at 130 about the champions. Navarrete versus Valdez. That's going down December the 7th, Heisman night. So that's going to be a good card. And you're supposed to get Espinoza and WBC as a co-main. Yo, you can't beat those good fights right there for world titles if they can make it happen. Anthony Kakashi, he's defending his IBO title against Josh Warrington this weekend. The IBF would not be on the line. The IBF didn't sanction Josh Warrington because he coming off of 2 losses. So they doing what the fans asked for. How he get an opportunity coming off a knockout loss? So now that's not gonna happen for him. And you don't hear the uproar as much when they get what they want. When they don't get what they want, they go crazy. So if he loses, the IBF title is vacant, and then Nunes is going to fight the leading contender. If he wins, he's on the clock for Nunes, and he's really on the clock for Nunes. But I think Nunes beats him. And then we got Lamont Roach Jr. You know what I'm saying? He in the sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying, for Gervonta Tank Davis, and I see it as a realistic fight. Honestly, we seen Tank Davis fight a WBA champion at a lower weight before, Hector Luis Garcia. We seen that. I mean, at this point, it don't matter what Tank fight is going to sell out. Now, Lamont Roach is from DC, but he fought at DC his last fight. That shit wasn't sold out. He fought at a small venue. I would say empty seats all through that shit. So, if it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out because of Tanks. Tanks sell out everywhere. Regionally, would it make sense? Maybe. But the PBC has the crypto arena on hold for December 14th. And for anybody that's in the know, there's not a lot of fights in the crypto arena, aka Staples Center. How many fights do we have there? Maybe one or two every other year. It's a hard venue to get a hold of because there's so much shit going on. You got the Lakers gonna be in season. You got concerts. You got this. You got that. So for them to get that venue and that date on hold, you know what I'm saying? You don't do that without no intentions of going to do that event there. You know what I'm saying? That shit can change. PBC change shit all the time. But I'm just putting little pieces together, and then you can go, figure it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it together. So Lamont Roach Jr. got the lottery ticket. It looked like he may get the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I said his name a couple of months ago in passing, just talking shit. But I was for real, but I was kind of halfway joking because I was like, yo, Tank has fought smaller guys before. It's a precedence for it. I mean, if I break it down all the way some more, Lamont Roach Jr. is dealing with ProBox. We just seen ProBox do good business. They brought Trevor McCombie to the table, and he gave a good effort against Caleb Plant in a good fight, the best fight of the night. They also had Hot Rod Kalajic, who just fought one of their guys, Dan Morrell. And then look at the reverse. They got guys on PBC that's fighting on ProBox. Chris Cobra is the latest guy. We've seen 2 former world champions fight on ProBox, Jared Hurd and Rosario. So what I'm saying is the structure and the framework to make a Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. fight is there. You feel me? So it's not above the possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So when people see that fight they're like, why are we gonna get this fight? They don't understand the behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? They just don't want to see the fight because they want to see a bigger name. But that may be the more realistic fight for this opportunity that they're trying to see Tank 2 times a year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can't. It works. Sometimes it works out like that. De Los Santos is unavailable. Rayo's unavailable. Shakur was never an option. Lomachenko unavailable. He was the only one that really pulled out. And then Pitbull lost. He would have been in place to fight Tank and would have had a reason. He would have had a good argument to get the Tank rematch. So I'm just saying, when you understand the whole framework of the behind the scenes shit, then you can be like, you know what? Lamont Rose Jr. I can see him getting the fight. But a lot of people don't do that. They surface. You know what I'm saying? They just see the water is blue. They don't go down in the water and see what's down that bitch. That's why I be down there. I got y'all covered. I come back up, get some air, and let you guys know what's popping. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the table. So if anybody listening, I got you covered. But 130, interesting division though, because I think it can be some real good fights. You know what I'm saying? You got Rocky Hernandez, who just fought against Matisse. I want to see how that fight was going to go. The cut kind of slowed it down. I see Ray Ford in there. He's going to fight on Boots Undercard against making his 130 debut. He's going to face Orlando Gonzalez, Capo. So that's a solid fight. I like the Rikishi guy, Lee Wood. He got the clutch gene. We can get him back into play. We can do some things. Mark Maceo. You got Albert Bell, who's coming back at the end of October. Mauricio Lara. We got some good fighters in this division. Cortez. So, yeah, we just got to get these guys fighting. And not to mention the guys at the top, Navarrete, Valdez, Canciel, and Oshagi Foster. So, Lamont Roach. So, yeah. I tell everybody that the ads got to holler at Dub if you want. Yeah, no, for real, I got them covered. He said, Rod Roach. Oh, I hope I broke it down for you. I don't know when you sent this, but I hope that I broke that down for you. I heard, Maxeo. No, for real, it'd be perfect for Tank. No, for real. Look, I'm following. Look, let me get your other two. I appreciate you too, bro, coming to the building. No, they're not free. They appear to be free to the blind eye. They're not free to if you put on your spectacles. They not free. You gotta put them spectacles on. You know what I'm saying? Them bifocals, them Benjamin Franklin bifocals, and you will see they not free. It's not a realistic fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Now Maxeo is realistic. He's on that side. He's a Filipino fighter. All the Pacquiao's fighters get fights. Pitbull going down the line. So it's like that's the misconception in this community, in boxing in general. Everybody got an opinion, but everybody don't really know what they're talking about. So you can say, "Oh, this guy don't have a fight. He should just go." No, it's not. Look, it's not in the framework of what these guys are trying to do. Y'all listen to Leonard Ellerbe talk. I can't stand him. I can't stand his interviews, but I always listen because he don't say shit and be saying a lot. He be saying, he don't say shit. He don't be making no type of sense. When he get pressed with a matter of fact answer, he would take your ass around the corner before he answer that question. But I pay attention to the smallest shit. You know what I'm saying? And you guys been around this shit probably more than me. Y'all watch the same videos, same YouTube channels y'all visit. How most of y'all guys don't pick up on some of this shit? It'd be crazy to me. So it appears that those guys free, but they not. The framework don't make them free. Teofimo Lopez, he told Top Rank he having a dispute with Top Rank. He been turning down fights. Don't you know the criteria to get cut by Top Rank is to turn down fights, lose fights, and miss weight? He been turning down fights. And real talk, he already lost a fight this year against Jermaine Ortiz. He got to pick and choose a style of opponent as a former A unified champion at 35 and a current champion, right? He match made himself for a perfect opponent in Steve Claggett at this stage of his career. Tyron tired of that shit. He's in a dispute. So how's he's available? Devin Haney don't even know what division he want to fight in. And you know if he going to fight Tank, he got to come to 35. Y'all, you know he's not fighting at 35. Come on, Teach. You've been around this shit too much. Come on, bro. You should be telling me what's on the table for Tank that's realistic. I'm just saying, I just want to push it to you guys that you can understand it and it won't like sound so like cliche. Fight Tank. Fight Haney. Fight Shakur. Fight these guys in the PBC, bro. They're going to move the way they move. That's why I say Mark Marcelo. That's why I say Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying? If De Los Santos was healthy, it would have been De Los Santos. De Los Santos was going to fight a southpaw on the undercard of Tank and Frank. Why are you fighting a southpaw when you can fight just some regular old guy just to stay active? You pick a southpaw to prepare for a southpaw. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I be dropping gems. Motherfuckers don't be listening. They be going over their head because they ain't no sexy. I ain't turned down the fighter. I ain't calling them a bum, and I ain't doing clickbait videos. So you can't hear me. You can't hear me. You know what I'm saying? But I be on that shit. I'm telling you. He's a T.O. going all types of smoke. Yeah, them bifocals, bro. I'm telling you. Sometimes you need them shits in this. Yeah, he don't be saying nothing, bro. I be hating his interviews, but he be saying a lot. He be saying a lot, bro. He said, "I got it." Yeah, so I just want to make sure you straight. I ain't trying to. I never tried to demean nobody, so I hope you don't take it like that. Because you can ask any question, it's all good. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get you in the mindset how I am, how I'm thinking. That's why I be so easy to be like, "Oh, that fight ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen." Because boxing got me to that point. You know what I'm saying? You saying. He might be out. He might be out the door. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I like that. $150, you own it. You know what I'm saying? He said all facts. I said, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. So I ain't trying to be rude, nothing like that. I never do that. That's never been in my because I never want to push back people who support me. I'm just saying, I just had to break it down like that. That's the best way I know how. You know what I'm saying? I had to, kind of get grimy a little bit. And put it out there because a lot of shit ain't what you think it is. For real. And boxing made me like that. I used to be like that. Yo, just fight him. Yo, fight him. Then I started to think, bro, they telling us they're not going to make the fight. So why am I complaining? So I got control now. I can say, well, listen, if I don't get this fight, if I don't get Canelo Benavidez, hey, I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? You can make that decision because you don't have to support. You don't have to talk about it. But that's just me. 126. So Ray Vargas, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys in the building for sure. I never want to turn nobody away. I just got to get my shit out there. Ray Vargas show. So it's supposed to be him and Brandon Figueroa, right? I have a feeling it's not going to be Ray Vargas and Figueroa. Now, Figueroa's name came up and said he's going to fight on Tank's undercard. And they said the Charlos and Benavidez. That's a lot of motherfuckers on one card. Somebody ain't going to make it. But that fight, I think, needs to happen. Long overdue. Ray Vargas, I thought he lost the fight to Nick Ball. Nick Ball has a claim to be the number one guy in this division. And he has a right to say I should be unified. Because I thought he won that fight. And the fight with him and Ford, I scored it a draw, but that shit was so close. That was such a good fight. Ray Ford was in 2 great fights this year. So it's like, it's kind of, it's kind of hard to look at. But hopefully Vargas and Figueroa can fight. So 126 is interesting too because you got guys coming to the division like Steven Forza. We seen him. He had a tough fight with Castro. I thought he pulled it out. After he got hurt in the 8th round, I thought the fight was even, 4-4. He won those last 2, and he got the fight to me. Although he did get dropped, that was a very close fight. And, he showed a lot of dog. Castro can come back, too. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose, it's not always bad losses. You got WBC right there, but he's going down the IBF route. Bruce Carrington versus Sagawa. That's an interesting fight. That's next week. Sagawa beat Villa, upset. So he gonna face Shushu. Shushu is number 1 in the WBA. He got, I think he's number 2 in the WBO, and he 2 right here. So he's next year he gonna be looking for a title shot. You know what I'm saying? We got some good guys too in this division for sure. The champions, Nick Ball is fighting October the 5th against pro box fighter Ronnie Rios. Angelo Leo, pro box fighter. He's the IBF champion. He has a mandatory, Tomoko Kameda. So they'll probably order that soon. They'll probably order that. And then Espinoza. So another good division too. They don't get a lot of notoriety, but it's a good division. And those guys are awaiting the arrival of Naoya Inoue, which is gonna make that division even more crazy if everybody stay. But for now, Inoue is going to continue the campaign at 122, coming off of. I like this performance against TJ Doheny. He had to think a little. TJ Doheny just didn't go in there and say, "Hit on me real quick, and I'm gonna go home." He gave him some options and he had to make an adjustment, and he broke his back. So hey, he moves on. He talking about coming back in December 24th. It's looking like Sam Goodman. Sam Goodman is the IBF and WBO mandatory. MJ Akhmadaliev is the WBA mandatory. And it looked like Alan Picasso, he's number 1. I'm not sure if he's mandatory. I was messing with Neri on Twitter today. He said he coming back at 122. I said Picasso with the scratching your chin emoji. And he said he waiting on his promoter. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just ask the right questions. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Neri and Picasso can fight for a title eliminator in December. He said December, and Neri knocked down anyway, so yeah. We'll see. But as far as I know, Inoue's plan is to have a fight in December and then come in April, and maybe that's against MJ. And then, so he fighting all his mandatories, except for TJ Doheny. That was a voluntary. And then, by that time, they're trying to get a big mega fight in Japan with Inoue and Nakatani. Nakatani coming up to 22. And they, you may say he's small, but Nakatani is like 5'10", 5'9", and he rehydrate up real well too. I think he'll be good. I think he won't have no problem in 22. No problem. I'm ready to see that fight when they're ready to give it to me. All right, 118. Jonto Nakatani is an WBC champion. Rule exposure was good with you. Butler or Doheny, who did better? Oh, Doheny. Doheny did better, bro. For sure. Doheny, listen, Doheny was setting traps. Butler was trying to survive. Doheny was setting traps and was throwing some heat. Butler was just surviving. He was like, please don't hit me. I know different weight classes. Yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, Teach. Yes, sir. Jonto Nakatani. So, I forgot the date that he's fighting. I know he's fighting on this weekend, October the 14th. But listen, I just want y'all to mark y'all calendars or just make a little mental note, however you guys can remember shit, right? The week of October the 9th through October the 14th fight week, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, y'all. Because they got 2 Japanese shows on the 13th and 14th. Jonto is on one of them shits. I forgot. He making tire defense. Pro Box got a good card with Chris Colbert. They got a bunch of good fights on the undercard. The 12th, you got Vaturbiev and Bivol, undisputed. And then we got the Japanese card. So it's going to be crazy. When I get there, I'll be so hyped because it's so many good fights. And it's a holiday weekend. So we can be able to enjoy some of those fights. Getting up early in the morning type shit. But yeah, Nakatani, I think he's the best at 18. If he want to unify, he got the opportunities. Let's see if he can. Because I know Tacoma anyway, the WBA champion, the Monster's brother, he's fighting that weekend too. So maybe he can get the winner, get one of these guys, Nishida, the IBF champion, or Takei. Takei just fought. He just fought, so he probably be out for the rest of the year. So yeah, yeah, bro. I like John Nagatani though. He nice. He nice with it. 115. So we got Bam Rodriguez. So news about him came out. It's been floating around. I've been throwing little hints to everybody. Boots and Bam. You know what I'm saying? Fire emojis. I've been throwing it out for the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you thought I was crazy or I was tripping or whatever, but now we got it. So Jerron Buzin is going to face Karen Shakazian. Rematch. November the 9th. IBF welterweight title. He's not vacating. He's going to fight his mandatory. They worked out a deal. And then Bam Rodriguez is going to be the co-main event. He's going to face his WBC mandatory, Pedro Rivera, who is the WBC interim champion. He just went down to Australia and beat Andrew Maloney. That was on the undercard of Lomachenko and Kambosos. So we got two kings, right? That's what they call it. Two kings on the same card in Philly. And we ain't never seen Bam on the East Coast. So he can bring. So Bam got a fan base with a young Mexican fan base. Young, you know what I'm saying? Young guys. You know, now I don't know if like the older guys fuck with Bam like that, but he got a young fan base. That's gonna bring a lot of eyes. Yeah, Mexican eyes to the Philly show. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a lot of guys over there. There's a lot of people tuning in for Bam, and then it's gonna only help boost Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Get more familiar with him. And then it's you know, having the two of the best young fighters on the same card, like really the opponents don't even matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Just to see them two at the top of their game and young at it, that's gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to that shit, bro. I'm hyped. I don't even care about the opponents at the end of the day. 115. So interesting stuff at the top. Fernando Martinez is going to run it back with Kazuka Aoka. Those guys fought a unification battle for the IBF and WBA in June. Martinez came out on top, one of the best fights of the year. And he was on the road, too. He got that fight. So they're going to run it back December 31st, New Year's Eve. And then Kosei Tanaka is fighting in October on one of those Japanese cards. I can't remember off top, but he's on one of them. So yeah, hopefully these guys can consolidate. Good move for Bam because Juan Francisco Estrada, he gave up his rematch clause for Bam. Bam stopped him in June. So Bam gonna take on his mandatory. It makes sense. Get that out the way. And it's a solid fight. Guevara is a solid guy. He's a solid fighter. And Bam is still young in the game. It don't really, it's not gonna hurt. And we get to see him. So that people be killing me. Why he's on the undercard? I can't believe, bro. It don't matter. I don't care where a guy placed on the card. If he on the first fight, I'm gonna watch it. If I can watch it, I'm gonna watch it. If he's on the third fight, fourth fight, main event, co-main event, if I can watch it, I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's boxing fan type shit. Who cares if he main event, co-main event? It don't matter. This division don't demand a lot of money right now. And for this fight, maybe it's feasible for him. Maybe he have to take a less money to take this fight so he can stay active. Do we think about that shit? We'll be around boxing every day, all day. Why he on co-main? Bro, I'm just happy that we get to see two of the best young fighters, champions, on the same card. You know what I'm saying? I learned to appreciate shit when I can get it. You know what I'm saying? I spoke on him briefly, but yeah, he's gonna fight Karen in the rematch. It's gonna be in Philly. Big world title fight in the Philippines. Yeah, I'm looking. Hey, bro, I need a link to that, bro. Sunday, I need it. I was about to ask you. I was gonna ask you guys to get closer, but I definitely need that, bro. Yeah, you gotta respect the sport now for sure. I need that link. So what we talking about is Melvin Jerusalem. He's the WBC 105-pound champion, minimum weight. He's going to defend against his mandatory, Luis Collazo. We're going to get there, but that's what I'm talking about, so I won't forget. If you got a link for that, I know it's on ESPN Knockout, but I'm just saying, I need some more. All right, so we have a vacant title at 112 pounds. We have Kenshiro Tajiri. He's going to face Christoph Rosales. So that's on one of those cards in October. I can't remember, but it's on one of those back-to-back nights in Japan. Kenshiro vacated his 2 titles at 108. He's coming up the campaign. It's been a while. His last fight though, Carlos Gonzalez gave him everything he needed. So I don't know if he was struggling to make the weight, but this is a good fight. Rosales is the former world champion. It's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Before you end, talk about Eddie. Talk about what Eddie did to that Philly fight. So yeah, I got you. So of course we know he lost the purse bid. He only bid like 1.5. Karen's people bid at $2 million. So he worked it out behind the scenes to get that fight in Philly, which makes sense instead of having to go to Germany. So he did some little behind the scenes shit, which makes sense and which all promoters do. So you always want to have an open relationship to do business down the line, right? So Karen is going to get his bread. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's so much he have to overpay Karen, but Karen is getting compensated. They feel good with the money, so he gonna get paid. He was gonna get $700K if they would have did the fight in Germany. Now it's not because they didn't have the money, from my knowledge. It's not because of that. It just made sense. They already had the venue. They know Boots did this amount of fans and all this. It's just a logical situation. They came to terms. All right. Now, the backstory behind that, Karen's team, his promoter, they are promoting a fight this weekend for the female vacant IBF title. Nina Miki, their fighter, who was supposed to face Amanda Serrano in March, but it fell out, and Daniela Bermudez, who fought Amanda Serrano. So they got some ties to her. So the Zone, out the blue, is going to pick up that fight, right? Before they wasn't going to pick up that fight. So it's just like a scratch my back, I scratch yours. We're going to help you out. And then let's talk further. The winner of that vacant IBF title, they're going to be in position to face Matchroom's fighter, WBC champion, Scott Nicholson. So it makes sense to work together. Like I said, I've been talking about framework, structure. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about these fights getting made, it's important to make a framework and structure when you're trying to go into these negotiations. Okay, you scratch my back over here, I'm gonna scratch your back over here. You take care of my guy right here, I'm gonna come back in good faith and take care of you. They do that all the time. So that's the whole backstory behind that. Eddie, he did right at the end of the day. But for me, he still kind of failed because he should have did this from the jump. Because the IBF mandatory for Karen was there already. Because look, think about this. Booth's first fight for Matchroom was supposed to have been a mandatory fight against Cody Crawley. Cody Crawley didn't win an eliminator in the IBF. He won an eliminator in the WBC. That's why he was trying to debate which fight should I take. Should I go eliminator and face Sissoko, or should I just go face Boot for the title? So they chased after the mandatory. It didn't happen. So the mandatory is still in place. I don't know why people is tripping, because Karen always been there. Karen won an eliminator in the midst of Cody Crawley falling out the fight. You know what I'm saying? But they want to hurry up and get that mandatory out the way so they won't have to deal with it and they can go make unifications, right? Makes sense. But what's the difference now? If it didn't happen, you still got that shit binding. I always say they should go get the Karen fight out the way and then go into unification. Now they done worked on a framework. Like I keep saying that word. That Brian Norman fight came out the blue. Nobody was talking about that. They was talking about Barrios and Stanionis. Because we was thinking Teofimo was going to jump the gun, right? So now they like, okay, Tyron was like, shit, we get 25%. Go make the fight with Matchroom, right? So it all scratched my back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And look, here's another play. Why Tyrank don't mind sending Brian Norman over there. Because Sandy Ryan, Matchroom's fighter, is coming over the top rank to face Michaela Mayer. Y'all see how all this shit work? Y'all see the framework? Earlier this year, Josh Taylor and Catterall fought. Y'all didn't hear no bickering and back and forth about that fight being made. They working together. So same thing with Karen's team. They're just working together. It makes sense, bro. Why we gonna go to Germany? Ain't shit over there. Come on to Philly. You came to the United States before. Maybe you get a little bit, we'll up your pay a little bit, whatever. We restructure some shit, make sure everything is good for you. But we're gonna also work with you outside of this deal. You know what I'm saying? If your fighter wins the IBF and my fighter wins October 12th, Scott Nicholson, we can do a unification. Easy money. Because those belts was held by Amanda Serrano, she vacated. So it kind of held the division up. Now, the division is free and flowing now. So, a lot of people are going to tell you that. They can't break it down like that because they don't know. It's just surface level shit. And that's the thing. Us as boxing content creators, we got to get right, bro. We got to tighten up. Because we should never really put out bad information. At this point, with so much resources and people that got channels and all this information that's readily accessible, you should never put out wrong information. I'm just saying. You shouldn't ever. And if you don't know, I don't know. There's a lot of times people hit me behind the scenes. I'm like, I don't know. Shit. Somebody asked me who Lubin gonna fight. I said, I don't know. If I don't know, I'm gonna say it. So we have to make sure we on point because we got people coming to us and depending on our knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So they can can formulate some shit right. Because they'd rather come to us than come to ESPN or go read Ring Magazine or go to Boxing Scene. They'll come to us on YouTube and be like, yo, what you know? So it's important for us to be on point, bro. And we've been in this game too long not to be on point. That's what I want to bring out to everybody, bro. We can be on point. We don't have to guess and throw up some shit and see if somebody catch it. No, we can be correct every time. Like I promise you, I be wrong, but it be rare. It be rare. I'm telling you, y'all gotta start. When I'm wrong, let me know when I'm wrong, because I try to be on point every time. Because why not? So yeah, bro, that's just behind the scenes shit that people don't talk about. Maybe it's too tedious. Maybe it's too, maybe it's not a good headline to talk about it. So maybe you have to do the popular shit, and I get it. But that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the real shit. You should always keep it 100, and if you don't know, you don't know. Making some money from the gate. Yeah, bro. This makes sense to do it in Philly. He said, I got it. Yes, sir, bro. I just want to break it down the best way I know how. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, bro. I spoke on 112. The vacant title, Tajiri and Gonzalez is coming up in October. Just to close these last two divisions out. 108 is vacant. Now, the WBC has not determined who's going to fight for the vacant title yet. It would make sense for Gonzalez to face number 2, Pena, the former champion 105. I haven't heard nothing on that yet. If my man Ant's still in the building, let me know. I haven't heard much on it, but that seems to be, reasonable. Gonzalez deserves a world title fight. I thought he gave Tajiri all he wanted. They both traded knockdowns, and Gonzalez finished strong in that fight. He came back. He had a so-so performance, but he still deserves a world title fight. You know what I'm saying? And then 105. So I spoke on this, waiting for some TV, a link for this. Melvin Jerusalem. So you gotta listen. If boxing fans follow 105 pounds, they would kill Jerusalem because he got stopped. Right? He was a former WBO champion, and he lost to Collazo. Got stopped to the body. Came back. I think he had 1 or 2 fights, and he won the world title against the number 1 guy. You talking about perseverance. Now, if they would have known that he fought the number 1 guy, Hideo Shikioko, they would have been like, how he get an opportunity? He just got knocked out. But what he do? He went to Japan and beat the number 1 guy. You see what I'm saying? So don't write these fighters off, bro. And you got to respect their teams. If their teams believe in them and they can make some money, and do what they gotta do, then we gotta rock with it at the end of the day. But this division, I think this division out of every division needs unification more than any other division. Because this division, I can't even recall this division even being unified. And you got some good champions. The longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing, the Armstrong, he just went down to Australia after a long layoff, and he beat a tough fighter. He dropped him twice and won a close decision. We couldn't even get him out of Thailand. You know what I'm saying? What makes sense is to make the Oscar Collazo fight. Oscar Collazo is fighting on the Golden Boy show. I want to see him unify. And I think it may still be a little small window to get it. But he's supposed to face another opponent. And then Pedro Turan, he's supposed to fight. I forget who he's supposed to fight. But he just won his title back. So that's what I'm saying, bro. We shouldn't write these guys off. You know what I'm saying? Don't write these fighters off. For sure. He said, yes, he deserved. Yeah. He said, he don't. I got you. Yeah, unification. Yeah, I heard a little rumblings, but you know, I'm gonna keep it tight. I'll hit you up, bro. He said, how long has he been champion? Oh, okay. He been champion. So it depends what you count as champion. If you count the interim title as a champion, like they did Triple G, 2014, right? So that's longer than Gary Russell and when Deontay Wilder had it. But if you count when he was the full champion, it was like 2016, 2017, something like that. So which one you want to count? If you know what I'm saying? It's pretty long anyway. Even 2017 to still have the title. But he had long stretches of inactivity. You know what I'm saying? So you can keep your belt longer. It's kind of like Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? He facing number 5. Okay, Zoo. Okay. Zoo. Alright. Yeah. They need a little mini tournament and make a unification. Undisputed in this division. They have the tough task their first defense. Yeah, I seen Collazo. Collazo, a tall southpaw that can box and bang. That's gonna be a tough fight for real. And it makes me nervous with the Filipino fighters because those guys, they all know what's going on with the body shots, man. Body shots be scaring me. Those guys be getting hurt to the body too much. He said much tougher than I am strong. I got you. Yes, sir. So, hey, that's the WBC rankings, man. WBC, they normally have good rankings from 1 through 15. I think people are down with the WBC on their policies and the politics, how they, support certain fighters and don't. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all these station buyers got their favorites at the end of the day. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoy it. I had to drop some jewels, man. I don't mind doing that for sure because I feel like that's missing out here. That's missing. We more so about the high profile, the fighters and the titles and shit, bro. We can do our supporters better service by really breaking it down the right way, bro. That goes for everybody. That's a shot for everybody. I feel like a lot of us that have been doing this YouTube shit, talking boxing for years, we should have a certain level of knowledge that it's not like how we started before. And it's not like basic shit. We should be able to break shit down all the way down so our supporters can understand everything, right? It shouldn't be no second guessing. And if you don't know, go find that shit out if you want to. Or get with somebody that got you covered. Because we don't know everything. I don't know everything. I got people hit me up all the time. I don't mind it. Hey, my man Anthony, the dude, my man right here, he hit me up all the time with shit. Shit I don't be knowing. But you know what I do? I'll go hit him up with some more shit. Or we'll go back and forth and trade off information or whatever we do. And then we just got that respect. So it's like, if I know some shit that he, like let's say I know a Filipino fighter gonna fight. He rock with them, right? That's just, he rock with the Filipino fighter. So if I know something, I'm gonna hit him up, bro. You heard about this? And he'll help me know and this and third. So I just network, and you ain't gonna know it all in this shit because boxing is a wild, wild west and shit be changing. Somebody can be like, bro, I'm fighting this guy, I'm fighting him. And then next thing you know, he go fight somebody else. And you looking like, damn, I got burnt. It happens. But some shit though, we can call bullshit on some shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I can't see Devin Haney coming back to 140. I can't see it. It don't make sense to me. Now, will it happen? Could it happen? It could. That guy Devin Haney been professional, always made weight. It's wild, wild west, bro, for sure. You don't need to get into like what I'm doing. I didn't have to go to school. I didn't have to do no prereq courses, take no college classes. I just had to love boxing enough and care enough. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney, I can't say he can't make it because he always showed himself as a true professional. Always made weight, even though I felt like he probably should have moved up probably sooner. But in regards to that, I just don't understand how he vacate his WBC because the fighter is not a big name to go fight Leon Paro. Leon Paro ain't no big name. Now he got a big ass win, but he ain't no big name. You know what I'm saying? And then, the government I guess they ain't trying to give up the money like that to bring Devin back. So I feel like Devin is at this point. I don't know what he's going to do. I want to see him back, though, for sure, if he's ready. But I think it's all big fights. I feel like I would like him to, if he fight Power, go back to 140, it would have made sense to keep your WBC. And if he is struggling to make the weight, him just fighting for the IBF title with that 10-pound weight class, does it make sense? We see him on the scale, right? The fans ain't dumb. We see it, So I don't know, but I want to see him back. I feel like when he's back, he's active. The boxing is much better. When Tank is active, Shakur, all these guys, all the top name guys, when they active and got fights coming up, it makes boxing so much better. We got so much to talk about. You got, we got fights coming out the blue, left and right. So if you really love boxing to what's in the ring, then you having a great year. You having an excellent year. If you like the drama and the bullshit outside, you having a great year too. Because that whole Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia saga, that shit is going crazy. That shit went crazy. They can do a movie on that shit for sure. 30 for 30 type shit. That's how crazy it's been. So, it depends. I never want to tell nobody what to do, but I just feel like sometimes, our supporters, they lean on us a lot, bro. And we give them some subpar information, that make us look crazy. Because I ain't gonna lie, this shit happened to me a lot. Somebody gets some information, they come to me, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to be disrespectful or nothing, but yo, who told you that? That shit not happening. Where did that come from? That shit is... Because, honestly, I don't really like to do that, yo, because I feel like everybody do their thing, but sometimes I gotta pop and bust that bubble. For sure. Because for the strength of everybody being informed the right way. Because everybody, we in this boxing shit, so much shit be popping, yo. So much information. It depends what you really like. But I think everybody has the right to be informed the proper way. You feel me? No matter what. Yes, sir. No matter what the level it is. And if you need to get it right, bro, it's resources, bro. Yo, you can look. I told people, yo, you can always hit me up. I got my shit scrolling across for a reason. If you need some shit, and if I know it, I got you. If I don't, I don't. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna lead you astray. So I had to throw that out there. I hope everybody got something out of this, man. I appreciate you guys coming through for sure. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. So we'll see, man. We got big weekend of fights coming up. I can run that through real quick. If anybody missed the show yesterday or the other day, it's all good. I don't mind doing it. So So this is where it's gonna start picking up. So tomorrow we got Callum Wash. He's one of the young up and coming 154 pounders. 360 promotions. So you can catch this fight on UFC Fight Pass. So yeah, if you guys got that. Also on the undercard, Ali Ahmadel. So we talked about him. He entered the new WBC rankings at 168. Yo, he facing a tough guy, Diambe. If you remember Diambe, I don't know if you guys remember, but he gave Beck the Bully a tough-ass fight on the Haney and Garcia undercard in April. Before the cut, he gave him a tough fight. So that's tomorrow. Also tomorrow we got. So it's like sometimes it be weird having fights on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because we always think about Saturday, right? But Jaime Munguia versus Eric Bayanza, good fight, good super middleweight fight right here, y'all. And we know the story. Munguia coming off his first loss. Bayanza have up and down performances. I thought he lost his last fight to Shaquille Finn, who entered the new WBC rankings as well. So I had to throw that out. Emilio Vargas is on the card. Look out for him. He's been really active. Suarez versus Castaneda is a late replacement, but it's a good replacement. Castaneda gonna bring it. Suarez is maybe 1 or 2 fights from a world title. Supposed to face Cortez. Heavyweights: Richard Torres Jr. versus Joey DeVecco. Good sign today. Joey DeVecco, he came in like 244. He normally in the 260s. So maybe he'll bring a tougher fight to Torres and have a better engine. So yeah, so look out for that tomorrow. And then this one I talked about. This is Nina Minky versus Daniela Bermudez for the vacant IBF title. This fight is 12 rounds, 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So they put in work. And this is the fight card I was talking about that the Zone had picked up because Karen's promoter, is doing this event. All right. And then the winner of this fight can maybe get Sky Nicholson, who was a WBC champion. She has a tough fight October the 12th against Raven Chapman. And she got a mandatory in Tierra Brown. So this will be a way to maneuver to get a unification. So, yeah, yo. Yes, sir. And then, of course, we got the AJ card. I'm looking forward to this. AJ and Navarre going to be a shootout. Kakashi versus Josh Warren. That's going to be a good fight, too. It's not the IBF is not on the line, but it's going to be a good fight. But Waxley versus Hutchinson. Josh Kelly got a late replacement. A tricky guy, Ismail Davis. That's a tricky fight. The only one-sided fight is maybe Mark Chamberlain. Tyler Denny versus Hamza Shiraz. I like Hamza Shiraz, but I think Tyler Denny gonna put up some resistance. So yeah, and then this one on Sunday, y'all. Reverend Jerusalem versus Luis Castillo, WBC Championship, minimum weight 105. So yeah, man, we got some good boxing, man. Make sure everybody tap in for sure. Yes, sir. Peace to you. All right, salute to you, Just Duke. Salute. He said, let's get it. He said, you know what? I was interested, but it's a mini card they had. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I like that. They did the same thing for the Crawford and Madrigal. Yeah, I like that, man. But the more boxing we have is the better. Because, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I came into this watching boxing and what happened in the ring. I didn't know about all the shit that I know now. It's just fascinating now. It's more interesting, but I always say this, yo. If you ever remember, watch my show long enough, I said the essence of boxing is what happens in the ring. That's the essence of it. We all got to get back to the ring now. We trying to get them in the ring with all these videos and shit. We want to get what we want in the ring, but what really pays the bills and what it really is what happens in that ring. So I'm the type of guy, whatever, like if I can watch boxing all day, I will. If I got a link to some shit, I'll watch it. I'll be watching, man, bro. I'm like a degenerate at this shit, bro. I be watching fights and down Africa, they be fighting I don't know what they be fighting in. They had carpet in the ring. Instead of like the mat, they had carpet. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the hell out of that shit. I just love watching boxing, bro, at the end of the day. I just got tied into all this behind the scenes shit, but it's all good. He said they crowd and ready, so they not like that. Yeah, it's all good though. We're gonna keep trying to support everybody, make sure everybody good. But yeah, salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciated your time, and I'm out. Y'all have a good one.